Yeah, this is my Lynx number 483. And Lynx is my take on the Bobcat. And if you don't know what a Bobcat is, you should know what a Bobcat is. A Bobcat's made by Harmony, and they look a lot like this, but they're a little bit smaller. And that's the weird thing about Bobcats, is their strange size. They're kind of small. You kind of think they're a toy until you crank them up and they just scream. So what's bigger than a Bobcat? Well, a Lynx. It's like, you know, a little next size up from a Bobcat. And I like making these things. I've made a bunch of them, and it's probably been a couple of years since I made one, and people have said, yeah, I like those things, you know. And I had this neck that was sitting around just waiting to be used, and I finally realized, well, I should probably make another one. And it's 24 and 3/4 inch scale, has a 12-inch radius, Jescar 47104 frets. It's got a 111/16 Delrin nut. It is a straight sort of style, Fender style neck. You know, one piece, and then it has a strip of Spanish cedar in between the neck and the fretboard, which is another piece of maple, and brand new customized locking tuners, which work great. The pickups are my Type 13 single coils, the silver foils, that are hum canceling when they're played together. And they're voiced for each position. So this one's a little bit stronger, brighter. This one's a little bit less strength and more warmth to it in this position. And of course, they hum cancel. And the body is one piece pine. This was a recycled headboard that I found on the side of the road. I actually did a U-turn, came back around, dug it out of the trash. There's a big old honking headboard, and I can probably get 2 bodies out of it. I got one out of it here, and it's nice stuff. And then it has a mahogany cap on top. The finish here is paper. It's Japanese paper with a black poly coating, and it's durable and quite attractive. I made this pick guard, which is Lexan, and some other odd epoxy treatment that's actually underneath it, so that it's, you know, that you're looking through the Lexan to the weirdness that's going on underneath it. Got 2 CTS pots, and Switchcraft 3-way toggle jack down here. The bridge is a Dan Electro style bridge, and I make these myself. These, nobody understands these bridges. They look at them, they're confused. It doesn't have individual saddles. They're like, oh, I'm scared. It's intonated correctly. It adjusts in all different directions. I mean, it's really a brilliant design. You got to hand it to the guy. It's a brilliant design. The problem with the Dan Electros in the original is they had a wood bridge. This, that kind of kills the whole thing. It makes it easier to install and create, but it kind of kills everything. Mine are completely aluminum with an aluminum bridge, saddle bridge, and it intonates perfectly. So it's either in tune or it's not, right? That's the way intonation works. It doesn't. You don't adjust these things. Once they're in position, they stay in position, unless you're going to change the gauge of your strings, and then it's like a very slight adjustment, if you have to even do it. But once they're intonated, that's it, right? That's it. Either it's in tune or it's not. And this thing is perfectly intonated, works great, sounds good. I'm a big proponent of aluminum for bridges more than brass or stainless steel. Brass and stainless, they're bright, they're really, really bright sounding, and aluminum has a softer edge to it. Plus, it's a nice even response across the whole thing with all the strings. It's not spiky. It doesn't have any bright, it doesn't do any funny stuff. And before you start criticizing, it's just sound those little screws. Well, your Les Paul has a zinc bridge sitting up on two little posts. Nobody ever complains about that. First of all, zinc is the worst choice you can have for any component on your guitar. You don't have much choice, especially when it comes to tunumatics. That's what they are. Almost all of them are zinc, and nobody thinks anything about it. If you had an aluminum bridge, that would be really nice, but I don't know if anybody really even makes one. I think somebody makes one, but then they have zinc saddles. So zinc is just a garbage metal. This is nice. These are nice. And I'm sure this will be the deal breaker, right? You watch. It's like, I don't like those bridges. I love the guitar. I don't like those bridges. Sorry. It's a great guitar. It's my Lynx number 483.